We're recording. Thank you, Andrew. Appreciate you today. I love when you're directing, Andrew.
Yes.
So wait, what is your real name? Andrew, Andy. I heard the most recent podcast that was just released.
His real name is
My full
Anglican.
name is Andres.
Andres.
Anglican.
Anglican?
Yeah, Anglican.
Anglican.
We just call him Andy, though.
Andres.
Andres.
You don't go by Andres?
No, I go by Andy.
The ladies don't call you Andres.
So,
Hola, Andres.
Hola, Andres. Trust, when you get older, you'll be like, oh, hello, lady.
That's what my mom calls me when she's mad at me.
Okay.
Yeah, so that would be a no.
So how does she say it, though, when she's mad?
What's your middle name?
Andres Mauricio.
Right? What's your
Mauricio.
That's his middle
It's
name.
Mario.
Andres Mario.
I told you.
Ven
Quit
aquí,
playing.
Andres
Quit playing.
Mario.
I'm the
And then did she grab you
stereotype
by
king.
the ear? I remember one time I came home late, like at 4 a.m. when I was like 17.
Yeah.
And like, whatever, long story short, but
I was like, where's this
Don't
going?
tell us what you were doing.
no. We were at a party with my friend, and then honestly, I fell asleep, and
getting
then
awkward.
we were dropping her off, but her dad was outside watering the grass at like 3:30 in the morning, and she's like, no, don't stop. So we're like, kept going. I was like, well, I guess we got to go to my house. So then we went to my house, and my mom grabbed me by the ear, like, Erika, look at the time.
Say it in Spanish. What did she say in Spanish?
No, my mom speaks English.
I know, but in my head, it's better that your mom only speaks
She
Spanish.
told me in English.
It works better for the story.
Erika, mira el tiempo.
Wow.
¿Qué hora es?
It's like I'm watching Coco.
Yeah.
Idiot. Oh, my gosh. Wait, so then did you just lie to the dad and she spent the night?
No, yeah, well, yeah.
Oh, okay.
She ended up staying there.
So you guys, so you got in trouble and she didn't have to.
No,
Oh, what a
I-
friend.
Yeah.
And then you went out the next night because your mom didn't care.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
All right, everybody, welcome to Beyond I Do. Hope you guys enjoyed that last episode Ashley and I brought to you guys where we, what did we talk about? I just
The
know I've
girl,
been
the
getting tags
girl
all
that's
morning.
talking to man
The
too
girl,
long.
yeah, the
beach.
girl that was lingering a little too long about her husband.
I
Yeah.
listened to that this morning.
Did you?
Yeah.
I got some tags and some good feedback from it. So it's great episode.
crazy.
In the house today, we got Andres Mauricio directing for us today. We got newly promoted on the podcast team, Alize.
Hey!
She went from podcast photographer to one of the podcast producers.
Wow.
It came with no benefits, no extra pay.
No increase in
But
pay.
it did come with glasses.
Yes,
so now
yes,
that's
yes.
the producer
Very
look.
studious.
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
Because she was sitting last episode, she was sitting at the little producer's bay. And then you know we've had some changes over the season of this show, so I was just like Alize, you just
Love it.
You're promoted.
Congratulations.
You're producer. Change your LinkedIn. You're producing Beyond I Do and Beyond the Letter.
Podcast producer.
Yeah, there you go. So
And we have Nancy who's eating Five Guys.
Nancy's eating five.
And on
Listen. I'm over there before we're shooting, and I'm working on Bible Club that's going to launch soon. And she's like asking questions about Pastor Adam, but she doesn't know I'm over there. She's talking to, because for those that don't know, Nancy's also my executive assistant. So she's asking them questions about the podcast. She's talking to Josh and Alex. And so finally I'm like, Nancy, I'm right here. She was like,
Yeah, in the
like,
studio
oh.
you can't see because there's walls. So I
Yeah,
was like,
yeah.
oh, Pastor Adam. Okay, with my burger in my
but she
hand.
comes
like,
around and she's like, oh, you're here. And she's got this huge double
double
like-
patty. It's
like,
all gone.
She got this burger, and I'm like, "What are you eating?" Like, it's a Thursday at noon. Like,
Are you a foodie like that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And then you got to have something sweet. I didn't have anything, but I found these back there. They're like some
look at that.
little,
Look,
like...
Just some
just like,
random.
for those watching on video, do that cut again, Andy. She's got snacks in
Oh.
one hand. She's
and
got
the
a five.
greasy bag.
She's got a greasy bag. She's got a Five Guys empty cup.
Oh, 7
She's got a 7-Up next
Yeah.
to a gorilla and a BTL sign
You know what? Eat a little bit.
on top of a fridge.
And then and a keg of water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Andy's big gulp. That's Andy's
Yeah.
Gotta
big
have that
gulp.
water intake.
That's, I don't know why it's so
Someone's around the corner over there. I just can't see. who it is.
Alex.
Oh, Alex, who's cutting the show. And he's
Yes.
just kind of like, he's a ghost. He just in and out. Last episode, we had an open seat and we're like, hey, we got to fill this. And Alex was like, yeah, I'll do it. He sits down and I was like, Bro, I don't think you've said 3 words in 90 days. You cannot sit down at this table. Leslie's listening. His wife, like, yeah.
Yeah.
Are
Welcome
you
to my life.
super talkative at home, Alex?
Yeah, she tells me to be quiet. She says
Oh, really?
No?
No, I'm
Or are
working
you
at
as
home.
quiet?
No, I talk.
You
So
talk
when
at-
you're at work, it's
Because
like
I don't.
all work.
No,
I talk at work and I don't talk at home. I'm the opposite.
This is where I'm most comfortable. You know
I mean, I'm most comfortable at home, but I don't talk.
what I mean? No, I'm just,
What are you trying to say, Alex? That's cute. He's like, well, I'm comfortable at home. You're not. So,
You're the one with the issues, not I.
yeah.
I'll be talking at home.
No, I get that.
Leslie's like, I just need a moment.
Yeah, give me some space. And Leslie's the opposite. Leslie's an extrovert.
No.
Or has
actually,
she changed over the years?
She's an introvert. Like when she's
Oh.
around people that she can.
Okay, so she's a selective extrovert. I've just known her since we were 5, so that's probably why I picture her as an extrovert.
Yeah, it's like when she's comfortable, yeah, she can't stop her from talking. But when she's
Oh.
like around, like she needs time in between those
Yeah.
interactions to get her energy back up.
Got it.
That makes sense.
Would
Yeah.
you say Erica's an extrovert or introvert?
We had this
Well, her-
conversation
no,
yesterday.
I-
We had this conversation
Well,
Oh,
yesterday.
really?
We did. Her and I did. Because we
You're
said
both entertainers according to 16 personalities. So you're of course you're both are extroverts. You wouldn't measure as an entertainer.
Okay,
If,
say what you said because I completely agreed with it.
you're not a
'Cause
selective extrovert. That's for sure.
So
You wouldn't
I
have conflict with strangers if you were a selective extrovert. You're an extrovert.
I enjoy being around people. Like I love being around people. Whatever, just
Yeah.
anything I love. But to gain like energy, I just will go in his man cave and just veg on food and watch Netflix for like 8 hours, and then I'm like, okay, what are we doing next?
Yeah.
But like
well,
out
yeah, you
and
gotta
around.
refill your
That
tank,
was-
but you're
yeah,
still
but
an
You haven't done
extrovert.
that in years, though.
Yeah.
No,
Because she works.
because we had this conversation
God.
too about
my friend
me
works.
me feeling a
Wait,
some
before
type
we
of
go
way.
on, we got Aaron
about
and
his
Erica at the
comments.
table with us today. I didn't even get to intro you guys because you guys went right into it.
Aaron cut his eyes
But-
at me so hard right now.
And we got Aaron and Erica.
No, but I used to think I was an
Obviously.
extrovert because I like being around people.
You
but I
are.
don't. But I don't.
You
talk
are.
to people I don't know. That
Yes,
like.
you do.
Yeah, that's crazy. You act like we don't know you.
No, like Ashley makes best friends with everybody.
Yeah.
That you're
But
the
just-
same.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I don't.
We went.
I don't
Okay,
believe it.
I
This
think
is
it was. I
crazy.
think it was.
I'm in denial. I guess.
I think it was the trip you surprised me for my birthday,
in Cabo.
Cabo.
Birthday.
No, that
Birthday.
was my birthday when I made friends with the neighbors
Okay.
next door.
Okay, so
We were in Puerto.
here's a case study.
My husband is so lack of direction that he doesn't know the
Oh,
difference
yeah, I
between
know.
Cabo
Yeah.
and Puerto either.
Okay.
So,
Which are like literally like states away in Mexico.
We're in Mexico.
It's like saying we're in Arizona and she's like, "Where's New York?"
We're in Mexico. One of the great
Mexico, just picking the country.
general. One of the great things about this hotel is it's a walkout private pool.
Okay.
So it was like great. Like we don't even have to be around Gin Pop. Like we're just like with us the whole time, right?
Yeah.
But then like the private pool, the next door has their area, the next door has their area.
Yeah,
et cetera, et
yeah,
cetera.
yeah. Everybody got-
so
yeah.
so
I know
me and my
exactly what
wife
you're
are
talking
chilling. I got my music on. We're just vibing.
What would I do without you?
Right? And then there's two guys that are in their room. They come out. She's like, "Hey, how you guys doing? Where are you from? Yeah. Yo, come over here. Yeah. Good." And they're just
So
talking
your
the whole
room
time.
comes with its own private
Area.
splash pad.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Or like
yeah,
or
pool,
like
yeah.
but
they
it's
call
like
it a dip pool, right?
Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
a continued pool.
Like for all the rooms.
So
and then-
normally
blocks
people,
and
yeah.
You kind of stay to your area
Yeah,
or whatever, and
'cause it's
all
right
of a
outside
sudden,
your-
like now all four of us are in our area. So then I get out the water.
You're like, I'm not
and I
doing
just
this.
sit there on the chair to kind of signal to my wife, like,
I'm not doing this.
yeah. And then Erica doesn't even know.
it's because
My husband's a pastor, babe. Come on.
That was another. That's
to the-
another story. That's another story.
But I know that's how it goes with
no,
Ashley.
but no, it's because they ended up being from the same state in Mexico that my whole family's from, and so
Who
we
cares? Who cares?
That's what I
We
would.
made a connection.
Erica.
We made a connection.
I love when I meet people from Chicago. What part? My whole family's from there. So south side, I hope.
It's like, Ashley will be like, oh, like as if to be like, it's okay why she started talking. We found this commonality. And I'm like, I don't care. I don't care if you met your separated twin at birth. We don't know them.
Yes.
Let's go.
Yes.
Let's
Yes.
go.
Yes.
Well, then I guess we lied to ourselves. We must not be
Yeah,
introvert.
I can imagine both of them at like, girl, I know. I don't be talking to anyone. All while they're like praying for the server. We don't be talking to no one. I'll literally be walking up in like an elevator that she's already been in, and she'll be like, yeah, it's on YouTube. It's beyond. I do. Really praying for your marriage, right? Yeah, me and my husband do. And I'm like, who's that? She's like, I don't know. They just said they were newly married. And so I told them we have some resources for them. And I'm just like, don't do that.
We're literally
We're
okay.
like, yeah, I'm an introvert.
Okay,
So are you.
we're literally at another
like it.
vacation in the jacuzzi, chilling. In the jacuzzi, I take a nap. I wake up. Erica's full-on gospel conversation with a Hispanic family.
Yeah.
Wakes me up. Can you give them an altar call? I'll translate. I'm like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Who are they? What's going on?
Yeah. Well, we were one time in a hotel lobby, and she was ministering to someone that was LGBTQ, and he was crying, and she's praying over him in the lobby, and she's like, babe, get over here. Minister to him. Tell him something and he's like crying, and he's like, girl, I know I need to change my life.
My mom's been praying for me.
Yeah, my mom's been praying. And Ashley's like, I'm with your mom. She's a woman of God. Look us up at our church. And I'm looking at her, and she's like, babe, you see, my husband's a pastor. So, babe, come over here. Tell him the things that you say. And I'm just like,
The things that you say.
and I'm just sitting there like, I want to do this right now. Can we go to dinner? Let's go to dinner.
We gotta
go to
be
dinner.
ready in season and out of season, right?
At all times.
Yeah, like I'm just trying to get to dinner. You're
like, we're 5 minutes late.
Nice to meet you.
Oh my God. See, I brought tissue for my tears too.
Yeah.
Crying tears.
All right, here. This is what I want to do. I thot would be a great episode. It's an
I'm glad I'm
episode
an
I've always
introvert.
wanted to do. Yeah, you guys are really introverted. It's just-
So I guess we were wrong.
Yeah. And then Ashley be a bully, because whenever Aaron starts talking, if we're like with a group of people, she goes, guys, hush. The mute speaks. She'd be like, the mute man is speaking. Aaron, go ahead.
You know what's funny? The other day, he's like, babe, do you really think I'm quiet? Yes. You don't talk.
Erica talks because she's trying to fill in your space too.
Literally.
Erica be having full-on conversations with her self, acting like she's Aaron.
Oh man.
All right, this is an episode I've always wanted to do. I wanted to talk through, and you guys will know this once I say it. I want us to talk about some life relationship cliches, statements that exist. So cliches, for example,
yes.
happy wife, happy life. I want to talk about. I got about 10 cliches. We can see how many we go through.
Okay.
I want to give it either thumbs up, thumbs down. Okay. Like, hey, yeah, thumbs up. I think that's true. Thumbs up. I don't think that's true. And here's why. Okay. So we're all going to take turns on these, and we're going to go, hey, thumbs up. It is true. Here's why. Or absolutely not. I hate it. I don't think so at all.
Mutual.
Yeah.
That's faith in
You'd
Trinity.
be like
Faith
this.
and Trinity would be like, do you like it?
How's dinner?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
You're Caesar all of a sudden. Caesar Augustus. Make your own dinner.
Yeah.
Caesar Augustus over here. All right, so let's start with the greatest cliche of all. Happy wife, happy life. You ever meet someone who, is maybe a little older, say, hey, give us some advice. What's the advice to marriage? And older man goes, happy wife, happy life. So all right, Erica's saying thumbs down.
Thumbs down.
What's Ashley saying?
She put 2 thumbs up.
Yeah, in Ashley's sinful state. Yeah. All right, thumbs down, Aaron. Thumbs down. All right, who wants to go first? Why is it a thumbs down?
Let's have
Happy
Erica
wife,
go
happy
first.
life.
She went first.
My husband and I got into a heated, passionate discussion about
Ooh,
this.
hallelujah.
Because he
did.
says, I'm never happy.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Are we talking about our last date?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Was this yesterday?
It's like 18 hours ago. No, I'm just kidding.
I thought this episode was gonna be light and fun, and she's like, Erica's like, I'm never happy. I'm dealing with depression.
No, he's speaking from like as
Yeah,
a
yeah.
man, you want to make sure your wife is happy and you're
Provided for,
providing and all
yeah.
that stuff. And so, I'm not very vocal. It's weird that we're vocal with other people, but not to our spouses. No, I guess I'm not very
Okay.
vocal
I can see that.
about expressing that I am happy.
Okay.
I am very happy, and I had to like tell him. But I don't think that necessarily because I'm happy do we have a happy life. Because there's ups and downs, and you can't. Happiness changes based on circumstances. So that's my theory. No.
Okay, but do you like in the perception of that statement? That statement is essentially like as
husband,
a husband, fight to ensure your wife's happiness. If she's happy, then your life will be happy. Then life will be happy. So I think it's less of a case of like you'll never be sad, but more so of like if your wife's happy, you'll be happy. Your marriage will be happy. All that kind of stuff like that.
Well, I mean, a man can do something or give something to his wife so that she's happy, but he can still be creeping on the side. As long as my wife is happy, then I'm not hearing it. I'm not hearing her nagging. I'm not hearing her complaints. So it's not necessarily just based on happiness. So no, that happiness doesn't equal happy life for me in a marriage.
For sure. Who wants to go next?
I would say, like, when it comes to us, like, I go look at it the perspective of what you said. Like, as a husband, every day, are you making sure I come home? Are you making sure that when I come home, I'm happy? Because then the room and the temperature of the house is happy. And we don't live like that. Our dynamic, our relationship just it's just not going to happen that way just because of your work schedule, my schedule. And I think we've always had that conversation. My happiness is not dictated on you. My happiness is dictated on my relationship with Christ, who brings me joy and who brings me happiness. But there's a difference because joy is different than happiness, which you, as a pastor, can explain that very, very well.
Say what you say.
Say what you say.
Say the things that you
Say
thought
the things
about.
you guys learned.
The thing that you preached about, like
yeah.
happiness is not joy is different than happiness. Yeah, you know what I'm talking
Well,
about.
and the reality is, like, especially for you, like your happiness is sometimes to a disservice to our family.
Yeah, very much.
So,
Explain that a little more.
Because that's what we talked about.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I love my wife and she's incredible, but she doesn't know anything about money.
No.
She doesn't know anything about and this is different for every marriage, right?
Right.
So everyone's, maybe what they do or don't know in the family and the household, but take it whether vacations, whether it's finances. For us, that's our, like what's mostly on my plate. Meals, whatever. Like there are certain elements. Then it's like I know that this will make Ashley happy. She wants to go on a vacation in November, but we don't have the money for it. So I could be like, happy wife, happy life. I could apply for 2 more credit cards to get this for her. And I've been guilty of that. Over the years of like just wanting to make her happy, that maybe I'll go into debt for her happiness. Maybe I'll get the car that she wanted or near the car she wanted. And it made a negative impact on our finances. But I'm like, oh, but she'll be happy. And then me coming to know my wife, she's not happy with a car. She always finds an issue with her cars. So I'm like, oh, I'm going to give her car. And literally, I know it to a T. In 6 months, she doesn't like the way it drives. It's too small. It's too big. She doesn't, the gas, it takes too much gas. The trunk is broken. I don't want it anymore. Whatever it is, there is something that's going to change with her passion for the vehicle. So like her current car, it's in the shop right now, and she's like, oh, this piece of crap. And I was like, stop, it's yours. It's yours.
Mind y'all, it's been there for like 30
I
days.
know. It's been a minute.
Well, but still, regardless, I said, don't let your mind go there.
No.
We're not exploring turning it in. We're not
I
exploring
just
it.
need those TVs to work.
It's just stop.
You just need a what?
The TVs to work.
For the boys. So but this time I just put my foot down and I'm like, I do not care about your happiness in this particular case because you're not going to be happy. You're not going to be happy. And so sometimes, and there's other decisions I have to make because, I've done some things for the house, like to work on and stuff. But if I brought it to her, she'd be like, no, it's not important to me. I don't want to do that. I'd rather go on vacation in November than fix this at the house. And I'm like, I don't care. We're fixing this in the house. I'm sick. I know you because for her, that's her joy. She likes
House in
resting.
order.
She likes going on a trip. Ashley particularly likes cruises. She's done it since she was a kid. So it's like she regularly, wants to figure out going on 3-day cruises or whatever. And so it's like, but this, I'm like, no, I got to fix the backyard, or I got it. The pool's broken. I got to fix this. It's going to take or I got to fix the roof. The roof leak from these rains. And for her, she's like, I don't care. I could do, but then
put a towel down.
But then let 3 months go by and she's like, when is this roof going to get fixed?
God.
And I'm like,
not you, and not you.
I don't know if I believe everything you're saying, but
yeah. Your husband's
You guys
amen-ing,
are
so they're twins.
you're reading our mail from
I'm
our
giving you guys
last
free
date day.
therapy right now.
Well, I think so. Eric and I talked last Friday.
Yes.
Friday, we go on a date, and what we talked about is how do we want to describe our life 15 years from now, and let's reverse engineer ourselves back. And I feel like it's my responsibility to lead that charge.
Yeah.
So as long as we're on the same page of how we want to describe our life when we're 60, then we need to start making decisions today to lead towards that. So happy wife equals happy life is a lie, is a deception, because it makes the wife an idol. Mm-hmm. And I'm just chasing what makes my wife happy. If I chase what makes my wife happy, I'm going to go crazy. Mm-hmm. Because and it's no fault of my wife, but my wife and I are completely different. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to be chasing things that are completely opposite than my wiring, and sometimes opposite of God's will. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's what makes it a lie. So since God has me as the leader of the home, then God is saying, okay, what is the vision of what legacy looks like? Mm-hmm. So we have a child that's moved out. We have children in junior high. So I'm already praying for our kids' husbands. I'm already praying for my grandkids. Right? And that, in my mind, is attached to financial decisions we're making today. Mm-hmm. And I don't have to have my wife share that burden, but I can share that vision. Mm-hmm. So as I share that vision, that's where there could be a clash, because in Erica's mind, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
I'll just work an extra shift. Blah, blah. Yeah. So what we talked about is like, hey,
but it's like, why don't you work an extra shift now so that we can put some ducats to the side?
I work a lot.
I will show you guys Erica's November and December schedule. Her schedule
looks like a volunteer schedule at a church. Or less.
It looks like growth track.
It looks like 1 hour a week.
But here's the thing. No, but here's the thing. I think husbands say happy wife equals happy life because from a husband's perspective, it's like surface level peace. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Where as long as I'm not hearing my wife nag about things, I have peace. That's not peace. Mm-mm. That's a temporary situation that's always going to change, because happiness always change. So I think coming to agreement in marriage on what's the vision, what life are we trying to describe, and what decisions do we need to make to get there. So like in our household, I manage the finances. So I tell my wife, hey, when we talk about the finances, I'm not interested in talking about them if I'm going to be perceived as the bad guy. Yeah. But there's times where I just got to be the bad guy, because we are saying we want to spoil our kids. We are saying we want a dog. And then the dog gets all kind of trinkets and tricks, and the dog gets a PlayStation 5, and the dog gets right, all these
its own car.
So then for me, so let me tell you a reality that's happening right now. Right now.
Preacher.
We have Simba. Okay.
Simba's the cutest.
New corgi.
We love Simba. So here's a recent situation. My wife has been saying for the last 2 summers, I hate our backyard. It sucks. I'm just embarrassed to have people over. I want to move. I hate it. Mind you, she's sending me new houses almost every week on Zillow. Do you like your house? Right. Okay. So we had a plan in place. Next summer, we're going to do this for the backyard. She doesn't know I'm putting money to the side so we can get a backyard barbecue, blah, blah, blah. We get Simba. We're in love with Simba. Yeah. You know what we should do?
Simba needs a yard now.
Yes.
Yeah. I know where this is going.
Let's destroy our concrete in the backyard.
Let's break it.
Get some dirt, get some grass.
Sod.
I say nothing. Because Erica, if she says about 10,000 ideas a day.
Yeah.
I know if she repeats it, it's on her mind. She repeated it. She called me. What are you thinking about the backyard renovations? I said, I'm not. No, that doesn't make
thinking about it.
Dude, that doesn't make sense. We don't, you know. So if in that
I was
moment,
with him and he said no. I was like, oh, okay, no. Wrong answer.
Ashley's like, I love this idea. Aaron's like, no.
So
She's
it-
like, yeah, no, not a good idea for it.
if in that moment,
no, it's a
if my value is happy wife, happy life, then we do
Yeah,
construction
babe.
in
Yeah,
the
babe. Let's
backyard.
change the vision.
We get
Yeah.
the dirt, we get the grass and everything like that. April, June of next year is coming. We don't have the backyard barbecue grill. We don't.
I'm not happy.
Well, we roll around in the dirt and the little pat,
Build
the
a
little
fire.
pea pat, like
Build a fire in the sandbox.
yeah. Because, and what happens is I know my wife. She gets inspired because we went and saw our friends. They have turf in the front yard. We can do this.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be hard, or whatever.
Yeah.
But I have to manage these desires,
Yeah.
right? So I don't want our life based upon our desires. They're
sure.
based upon
Yeah.
discipline. So if they're based upon discipline, there's room for desires. But again, how do we want to describe our life
Yeah.
10 years from now?
I'll say this, and then we'll go to the next one. Is I think additionally, we know we accept this for the men, but for women, we tend to reject it. Is there are certain parts about life and marriage that are just not fun and are not happy. You know, you have kids doing 4 loads of laundry a week is not fun. Doing dishes is not fun.
Cleaning up poop.
Yeah, cleaning up poop isn't fun. You know,
Wiping
the boys,
butts
yeah,
is not
wiping
fun.
butts. The boys getting dirty, or you know what Thomas likes to do is be like, he takes a soda and he like over drinks and it's on the carpet and blah blah blah. If I'm consistently concerned with
Soda.
like Ashley needs to be happy, then she'll come in and be like just hating laundry, and I'll immediately start thinking like, okay, I got to make sure she's happy, or I got to fill in this void, or I got to do this, or I got to do that because she's quote unquote, oh, here's mom, she's in a mood. And it's like, no, it's just recognizing like very few people just are joyous about 4 loads of laundry. So for me, I'm just like, she's grunting about laundry, like, you know, she's just gonna do it, and we're gonna get past that little phase of her being annoyed today by the laundry, just like I'm annoyed that whatever, I had to go get an oil change, I got yelled at by my boss or whatever, and she may have experienced the same thing at her own workplace, but no one cares about dad's happiness, you know, for the most part. Like there's no cliche that exists about dad's anything in that regard, right?
Right.
It's all mom. So
Yeah.
it's like, you know, oh yeah, you know, dad's got to, you know, grin and bear it, but mom, you know, no, she if she's upset, we all got to kind of bend over backwards. And I get it. If mom is sacrificing a lot, and there are times Ashley is doing well above you know, not what motherhood takes, but just in the house. Like she's overly making our house peaceful. She's working. Then I'm like, yeah, I want to figure out, just because I love her, you know, or you know, whether it's we got to get a date night, or whether it's
Well, you just look at the Apple Card.
yeah. Or I just forgive whatever's been purchased on you know, Shein or Fashion Nova or whatever else. Amazon tends to be Amazon, but it's just like, you know, it's like I am aware at times when it's genuinely as a spouse you need to be a support, but I mean, Ashley weekly is frustrated with something. So, and I'm not weekly going like, oh my gosh, we gotta make sure mom's,
Yeah,
come on boys,
happy.
we gotta make sure mom's
Or that's
happy, she's
falling
good,
on
you know,
you're
like
the pressure of it.
Yeah.
Because then if you do that, then your wife can't grow.
yeah,
Yeah.
for
And
sure.
she won't depend on God. She'll just blame
Yeah.
you.
All right, so here's the next one. Is let's do this one fairly quickly. I have a feeling I'm going to know what everybody's vote is. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Marriage is a 50-50 partnership. 50-50 partnership.
heck
It's always
no.
given down. Everybody thumbs down it.
Heck
All right.
no.
Okay, Aaron, you're passionate about it. Go ahead.
Marriage is both all in.
yeah.
50-50 doesn't work in long-term relationships. There have been seasons where both of us work. There's been seasons where one of us work, one of us part-time, one of us gets promoted, one of us gets laid off. So if we did 50-50, now I owe Erica back pay for this, and then she owes me for this. And there's no
Yeah.
50-50. There's just
Starts to become, you know, quote unquote
Yeah.
equality and
Yeah.
not equity. Yeah.
It's just different seasons. So for our marriage, what does teamwork look like in this season?
Yeah.
That's what I was saying.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Anyone got to say anything else on
No,
that?
I
It's
agree.
straight- Yeah.
I
I
think
mean,
it's straight to
it's
the
true.
point.
It's 100 and 100. And I've heard it before. I don't agree with it on a regular basis, but it's like I've heard it before. Like, you know, it's 100 and 100, but there are times due to life, stress, whatever, where your spouse may be at 80. And it's like, man, try to fill in that 20 for your spouse because they're in a moment of weakness or tiredness. And I like that. I wouldn't say that's like regular, because I heard them say like sometimes you're 20, which means you got to be 80 or whatever. I don't really agree with that, but I do agree there are times that your spouse is weak in a moment. They're tired or frustrated. And you might have to go a little above and beyond, but that shouldn't be a regular. It shouldn't be like, yeah, this person in the relationship operates at 100 and this person operates at 50, and they're always trying to fill in another 50 to make the marriage work. You know, that shouldn't be the case. All right, let's do this one. This might be a 50-50. Behind every great man is a great woman. Thumbs up or thumbs down?
Behind every great man is a great woman.
Yeah.
Is that related to their mom or their wife?
I think wife. Like, I don't think we're talking about mamas right now.
I mean, I know, but some people have like, oh, my mom raised a good man or whatever. But that's the only reason why I asked.
Good for them.
Say it again. Say it again.
Behind every great man is a great woman.
I
mean, in this case, me and you most definitely.
Yeah, I was like, yeah.
Duh.
I would say I'd thumbs up it.
As a general life statement, though.
Ooh.
Because are we saying
that's
that
what I'm saying. I'm like,
are there great men that don't have great wives?
Yeah.
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 Well, how do you define great? Hallelujah.
Right.
So if we're talking
Aaron?
about a great man, then that great man must have some influence, some success, some work that comes with responsibility, that comes with being outside of the house. So a great wife could be a great support in that initiative. So there are cases of great men that come home to women that complain about that man's greatness while benefiting from it.
I've seen that. Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yes,
Hallelujah.
yes,
All right, next one. All right, let's see. Marriage is like a fine wine. It gets better with age. Thumbs up, thumbs down.
I would say yes.
You're not sold on
No.
Hey, wow.
No.
She's like,
I was gonna say
like,
with us
you're
again,
9. I don't
for
know.
Us, yes, but like
We're not talking about anyone. We're just talking about marriage.
Me and you.
No. Well, yeah, but it's just marriage. Yeah, we can only speak from our experience. We're not talking about people. We're not talking about people who've gotten older and divorced. We're talking about like the theory of great marriage. All of this is the premise is this is a healthy marriage, and they're always giving advice on the pathway to have happy wife, happy life, healthy marriage. You know, healthy marriage, like a fine wine, it gets better with age. Baba, that's the equal part.
I don't know if she's
Got it?
convinced.
no,
I don't think she got
I
it.
am no.
Can I? Can I
would-
apply this statement as a blanket statement for marriages?
Yeah, I know.
For healthy marriages.
Healthy marriages. We're talking about
Yes,
healthy
we're not
marriages.
talking about this. None of this
Okay.
advice is for unhealthy marriages.
Okay,
You go to an older couple and you say, you guys made it 40 years. Tell us how you did it. This is the advice they give. And are you saying, oh, yeah, I agree with that advice?
Gotcha,
You know,
yeah.
or
I
you're
would-
saying, oh, no.
My reason for saying yes is because I think, year one of our marriage was horrible, right? And I think through trials, through situations, through ups and downs, you start to learn each other more intimately, not physically and spiritually and emotionally, and you learn how to make adjustments that are needed. You learn. I mean, hopefully everyone's faith-based in these healthy marriages, and you learn how to just really put God in the center of your marriage. And with time, I can't even remember. I don't think we had a passionate discussion, but I don't remember when we last fought, like how we used to fight before, because we've learned each other so well through the years that I know triggers, he knows my triggers. I know what I could say to set him up, and I can say something to get him there. But over time, we don't want to be the
talk
same.
about his Crocs.
We don't want to go back to year one, right? We want to always be better. And naturally, as a human, you're striving for the best you.
Yeah.
So as a marriage, through the years, we're striving for the best marriage. So yes, over time, it ages like fine wine.
That's great.
Period.
I don't think Ashley got a view on this one. So.
She's like, my marriage is like Dr. Pepper.
Yeah. The fizz is out 20 minutes after you pop the can. I just don't think she gets the premise of the game. That's really what it is. I know. Yeah, it does get better with time because I know that she just doesn't know what we're doing right now.
And you just accept her flaws the same way, you know.
Exactly. We'll be laying in bed tonight. She'll be like, oh, I get what we were doing. We got to run that back.
Now I understand.
Right. All right. Hey, I've never heard this before, but, you know, AI ChatGPT seems to be pretty right on this because all the others I recognize. I don't recognize this as a saying. Maybe you guys do. Love means never having to say you're sorry. I've never heard that before, but it's saying that that's a common marriage cliche.
Love means I never have to say I'm sorry.
You see these
Love
in
means
like TikTok videos.
never having to say you're
when
sorry.
like relationship stuff. Like
Yeah, I disagree.
they're never gonna hurt you. Like you shouldn't. There shouldn't be a reason that you get hurt for somebody to say sorry.
I hurt my husband every
so
day.
you should love them enough that
So-
sorry
so
should
be
never
perfect.
come up.
Yeah, exactly.
What
Be
the
perfect.
I'm like, literally, I hurt my husband
right now.
almost every day.
Let me share what Erica recently said. Sorry.
Okay, let's see. All right, here we go.
Let
I
him
got
share.
the
He's just-
definition.
oh.
Love. No, I don't want to donate Wikipedia. Jeez. What?
You should donate to be on.
Go ahead,
idea.
Aaron. Go ahead, Aaron.
Yeah. Love means never to have to say you're sorry is a catchphrase based on a line from a novel love story and was popularized in 1970.
Okay.
The line is spoken twice in the film. Let's see. When Oliver apologizes to her for his anger, and as the last line of the film by Oliver, his father says, "I'm sorry," after learning of Jennifer's death. In the script, the line is phrased slightly differently. Love means not ever having to say you're sorry.
I still don't get it.
Yeah, neither do I.
So
It's
they're
saying
saying
that like if you love me, you'll never do anything wrong, so you won't have to say I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Because since you love me, you won't
Apologies should be unnecessary in a loving relationship.
False. I think.
Then I'm gonna be angry every day. I love you.
Yeah, I've never heard that.
I've
that's
seen
kinda
that
crazy.
before.
I get,
That's
yeah, and
wild.
I get
That's
where
wild.
it's yeah.
It's like a romanticized like fantasy type
Yeah, it's fake.
Bro.
line.
What are you gonna say, Aaron?
it's a
fake,
film.
right.
Yeah, it's in film.
clearly.
But I mean, there are people who you know, and I've heard that before. Like either on the flip side, not in that exact phrase, but like, why should I have to say I'm sorry? She knows I love her. So
Yeah,
that
yeah,
is
I've heard
definitely
that.
a phrase that
Yeah.
is used, and I guess that's probably the correlation.
And it
she
could-
knows I love her. Why would I? We love each other. We know we don't. What I don't have to say sorry.
But it takes
we know
humility to say
Hallelujah.
I'm sorry. Because you're
Yeah.
admitting that you're wrong and you want the connection with that person. You're demonstrating remorse.
In
Like,
our
so-
experience, like previously, a lot of times when I wouldn't say I'm sorry, because, you know, I'm always right anyways. But when I wouldn't say I'm sorry, it was
Happy
because
wife, happy life.
it's because the intention wasn't to hurt him. Does that
Yeah,
make
yeah.
sense?
Oh yeah, yeah. You're saying I
Like-
didn't mean it. You just got offended by what I did,
Right,
but it
'cause,
wasn't.
like,
That wasn't my heart.
That wasn't, yeah.
You know my heart.
Yeah. So oftentimes
I think
would
that's
come,
what that would be the better.
Yeah.
You know my heart.
Yeah, right.
yeah. So
That's horrible.
Wait,
But-
so tell
Yeah.
the story, Pastor
There's
Aaron,
Aaron.
about the one, not
Oh.
the
the
one
one time I
the-
apologize.
The recent
Whatever you tell
apology.
Tell us about that day.
Erica
Yeah, tell us.
It was a
accidentally.
brisk
Erica
Thursday night.
accidentally opened the trunk to our Tesla
Oh,
and then opened the garage,
oh.
dinged the Tesla, and broke our garage door.
Sounds like
are you
Ashley.
Now,
okay?
this is in the middle.
That's
I
all
wasn't
right.
in the car.
This was in
okay,
the
you're
middle
okay.
of
Oh.
like, you know how work's been, right?
Yeah.
So we're going, and then I get a text message.
Row.
Now, but see, I didn't know the garage door was broke because she said I fixed the garage door. But
I
mean,
did fix it, and it worked for like a week.
Well, there's $1,200 that I'm paying tomorrow.
Yeah, that
so-
was apparently fixed.
Yeah. So
By Erica.
But
no,
Erica's
no,
safe.
but no. Here's no legit. When I got the text message of what happened, I'm like, what the, But I'm reading her remorse. I'm seeing her say, "I'm sorry about," and then all that anger left me. For sure. Like
Yeah.
there's things that
it's
we got
not
to
like
do.
her like tearing the rims that you just bought her.
Well, those are tore up
and
too.
all the-
No,
oh,
no,
okay,
yeah.
all right.
So I
yeah.
just said,
and her
"Hey,"
not saying sorry.
I
Her
said,
actually
"We're gonna have-
hiding it and using all your friends to lie about it. Go
But
ahead.
like,
Oh, yeah,
but
I
like,
told everybody.
I was angry because, like, we talked about, you're going to get a new car. We're going to take care of the car. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
This is the second time a car has been dinged of ours in the garage.
Interesting. Yeah.
Okay. But when I read.
And the other time it was you, right?
No.
No, it was
right.
the garage's fault.
Yeah, exactly.
No, that
The
was.
garage
No, oh, this is
grew
the
a
third.
mouth
No,
and-
this is
and
the
ate it.
third garage car incident.
Yeah.
Third.
I understand.
Yeah. So yesterday or the day before yesterday, they come and look at the garage, and then like, it's not the tracks that's messed up. The door is broke.
door
So
is
now we
bent.
got to get an entire new door. But our garage is painted. Once we get it, then we got to paint it. Like, it's a whole
I
situation.
have a spray paint gun though. I could do it.
Yeah. Molly.
I'll come help you.
yeah.
Amen.
Yeah, girls who've never done that
So
before.
if Erica in that moment, was like, well, I didn't mean to.
Yeah.
I didn't mean.
You know, I wasn't trying
Then
to do that.
for me, it's not even about that. I'm more angry about the lack of ownership, the lack of remorse, because I'm more interested in the relationship than the garage.
Yeah.
We could get another garage, get another car, blah, 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 but it's like that impacts the teamwork. Like,
Yeah.
so when she took ownership, this is my bad. I'm sorry. But any anger I had left. Of course, there's frustration of like financially what we want to do, whatever. But the action.
Working extra shift.
Yeah, we're one shift away from millionaires.
For the record, Erica's a nurse practitioner, so she can write prescriptions and stuff. So she can kind of work whenever she wants.
Side note,
you
she
know?
writes prescriptions for everyone in this room, except if I get sick.
Then
Hey,
you
babe,
just
I got. So that,
drink some orange juice, Aaron.
yeah.
Be quiet.
So I'll be like,
Put some
Ash,
Vicks on it.
I'm like, Ashley, text Erica this question, so that way I can get some advice.
I'll pick it up for you on the way home and drop it off.
But yeah, I mean,
I'll be
ownership.
getting so scared to ask Ashley sometimes some things that I just be like, man, I'll figure. One day I asked her, I think I said it on the podcast, I asked her where I'd gotten this like return, you know, like if you overpay on a car and then you trade it in, the
Yeah,
bank will send you like the overage. So I get like a $200 check from Carvana or something like that. And she tells me it's there. And I'm like, I'm just like, okay, that's fine. When I get a chance to cash it, I'll cash it. So I set it on the counter. And like a couple weeks later, I never touched it. I'm like, hey, babe, you know where that check was? And she goes, I don't know. I didn't touch it. And I know she touched it.
Sure did, because he left it there.
So she's like, I don't know. I didn't touch immediately with attitude. So I'm just like, all right. So the next week, I'm searching for 40 minutes to find this check. And
You
she
should've
comes in.
cashed it.
She comes in and she's like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm just trying to find this check that you didn't touch." And,
This is literally what I did. This is
I go to use the restroom real quick. I turn around. She kneels down into a spot, lifts up a book, pulls it, and just sets it on the counter and walks
turns
away. And I'm like, this woman.
Should have cashed it.
But
But
mind
put it
you,
up for you.
I don't know. I'm like, happy wife, happy life. What a joke, bro. All right, last one. Let's close with this. Probably my favorite
Oh gosh.
marriage quote of all time. Okay, I'll put it out there. It's probably my favorite one. A happy marriage is the union of two good forgivers. Thumbs up, thumbs down.
I would agree.
Everybody's thumbs up.
I agree. That's a
Yeah.
good one.
Anyone will close it out on that?
Go ahead, Pastor.
I'm just saying it's my favorite quote. I think I've used it once
Why
in
is
a
it
sermon.
your favorite
Why is it
quote?
your favorite?
Well, because not only, and I agree. I think when
Well, that means you have to say you're sorry to the previous one, right? You have to apologize. So
for what?
I'm saying, like the previous statement,
Yes,
right?
yes,
So that
right.
requires-
Yeah, it
you gotta
requires
say
an
sorry.
apology,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, which is, I like.
Well, I guess not to forgive someone.
I like
'cause
when
I've
people-
learned from Pastor Aaron that you don't need to hear "I'm sorry" to forgive someone.
Correct. Yes, amen. Good theology. Even though God requires repentance for
But-
salvation and forgiveness, but whatever. I mean, no, I'm just.
But I don't need to
Yeah,
hear
yeah,
it
yeah.
apparently.
But no, yeah. So, one of the greatest advices I get from older married people when they come, we married 50 years, blah blah blah, and I say, hey, give me a tip. What's the best tip? Normally, what they'll say is, great marriage is great communication, which I agree, and I think that's like incredible. That's probably the best advice you could give for the broadest stroke. You know, I've heard happy wife, happy life. I've heard blah, 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 blah. But whenever they say that, I'm like, that's great. And I think any young person could lean in and be like, well, then how do you guys communicate? What does that look like? But this one, I just think this is just perfect advice for you don't even have to explain it. It's just great marriage is two good forgivers that come together. Because if you're going to be married a long time, you are going to have to forgive a lot. And you're going to have to forgive sometimes when you hear I'm sorry. And you're going to have to forgive when you don't hear I'm sorry. You got to be a good forgiver, because some days you will be able to close a chapter. Like, there are times with me and Ashley where I feel like we have been so resolved at being mad at each other. And then there are other days that after days or whatever, I'm sitting in the car. I'm like, Adam, you got to make a decision. Like, either you're going to just let this thing dissipate, or you're going to just you guys are going to keep revisiting this thing. And so then I just have to choose. All right, I haven't gotten the response I want from her or the answer I'm expecting, but I'm going to drop it. I'm just going to release it, and I'm going to forgive her, whatever, and mean it genuinely, not like I'm just not going to, because then I could bring it up 6 months from now. It's like to genuinely forgive it. Just be like, hey, I'm going to drop it. I don't need her to say sorry. I don't need her to say sorry that she didn't just tell me where the check was right away the first time. I'm just going to let it go, because I could have turned around and been like, I've been looking for this 40 minutes. I asked you last week where it was. You said you don't know. You knew exactly where it was. Don't do this to me. You always do this. You start using always, never, all those words. But in that moment, I was just like, sometimes my wife's petty. Sometimes she's just annoying. And that's who I married.
Yeah, amen.
And the thing that I love best about her is her like Ashley's kind of just, her thing, like, I love best that she doesn't take everything so serious, and Ashley's there things that are light, and she's funny, and she's gonna hold me to that. She's gonna hold me to that. I know
Y'all heard it here first, everyone.
She's silly.
Beyond I do. Ashley is funny.
But so you love that best about her. And she doesn't take things too serious. She don't hold things too close to the chest. So then you're gonna get that on even sides that you don't like, which is where's the check? I don't know. She doesn't take things too serious, and what she thinks isn't a big deal in that moment to me may be a big deal. But I gotta recognize, Ashley's not purposely trying, because in the moment when she actually now sees me actually looking for it, she didn't know I was looking for it for 40 minutes.
Right.
But I thought if I asked, I was going to put her in a bad mood. So I was just like, I'm not even going to ask. She's going to tell me once again she doesn't know. So I'm like, I'll just look for it. But then she immediately came, grabbed it. She knew where it was. So I'm like, I just got to forgive her. I got to let it go. And I think that's
I
what
love
makes
that you
marriage work.
said that, because I remember, like, I think it's a beautiful thing seeing men put down their pride and lead by example in that area. Because there's been many times when we've been in arguments and I'm stubborn, or used to be, working through it.
Recovering stubborn.
Recovering. Yeah,
on Mondays.
No, I don't feel like I'm how I used to be. I used to be really bad. And there would be moments we'd be in a heated conversation. I would just roll over, and Aaron's first thing would always just be to just extend his hand out. And for a while, I used to ignore it.
And then she used to go like this.
Like, I would just be, like, no, and
pinky.
and just seeing him continually put down his even if when it was my fault most of the time, and him still extend his hand out to me, which just showed great leadership as a man and as a husband. And a lot of people be like, well, he's stupid. Why does he keep doing it if you keep rejecting it? And it just shows the example of Jesus, because every day, we mess up, and there's times where we don't repent and we don't ask for forgiveness, but Jesus is still extending his arms out to us. And so he was just always a great example of that. And so all that to say is, like, man, like, sometimes you just got to put your pride down and lead your wife through something and watch the difference happen. It may be years, but it really helped me now where we are at now in our marriage.
That's good.
All right. Well, we made time today. Thanks for joining us, everybody. If Erica just led you to the Lord, please go to www.grow.faith
There you go.
for your next steps. Hallelujah. What a good word,
Look,
Erica.
she's working.
Thanks for she's going to put on her LinkedIn co-host of Beyond I Do. There you go.
Evangelist.
Evangelina. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining us today.
Bye.
Peace.
Peace.